Stop trying to read the whole library at once. You cannot finish if you are running in every direction at the same time. We often mistake movement for progress. You can run on a treadmill for hours and end up exactly where you started. The effort was real, the sweat was real, but the destination did not change. Being busy is just a polite way of saying your priorities are out of control. Today is about organizing your brain before it goes all over the place.
Korejotic Views इंसानियत जो पैगाम Korejotic Views सच जो ऊंचाई नाम Korejotic Views for all of mankind Korejotic Views leave no one behind.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Korejotic Views. I'm Mushtaq Korejo, and one of the reasons people stay unproductive is not laziness, it is this. They are thinking about how to be productive instead of actually doing something. And then they start multitasking, and that's where everything breaks down. Let me go through you some of these steps. Number one, the multitasking trap. Multitasking feels productive when you have five things open, the five conversations running, five books on the go. It feels like you are maximizing your time. But what is actually happening is the opposite. Every time you switch between tasks, your brain has to reload. It has to pick up where it left off, reestablish context, re engage. That switching costs more energy than the tasks themselves. And over hours, over days, the cost accumulates into something you recognize: mental fatigue, a pile of unfinished things, and the frustrating feeling that you worked hard but cannot show for what. Multitasking is not collection of knowledge, it is the illusion of it. You can have 100 tabs open and understand nothing deeply, because real understanding requires you to stay long enough to finish, to go through the discomfort of the middle section, to push past the point where it becomes easy. We mistake movements for progress, and multitasking is the most common form of that mistake. Number two is my personal story. I came across this experience myself and I held on to it for a long time, wondering why I was not forward despite all the effort I was putting in. From 2015 to 2024, I was genuinely committed to being productive. I wanted to read every book on my shelf, every PDF file saved in my laptop or tablet. I wanted to watch every speech of Obama and read the script from American Rhetoric. At the same time, I was working on my own multiple story ideas. The first few months felt extraordinary. I felt supercharged, engaged, like I was finally building something real. But then, gradually, I found myself distracted, procrastinating a task that should have taken 1 hour was consuming three. The workload was doubling, not because I was adding more to the list, but because I was not finishing anything on the existing one. And the pile grew. The unfinished tasks stacked on top of each other. Everything I started became another incomplete item in a list that never got shorter. It was only later that I realized if I did not change this habit, I would stay in that cycle indefinitely. The effort was never the problem, the direction of it was. Number three, the staircase principle. Here is something that seems obvious once you say it, but most people never stop to apply it. You cannot start climbing from the fourth step. To reach the top, you begin from the first. That is not a limitation, that is the design. For many people, the first step feels too small to count. It feels like it has no value Why spend time on something so basic when you could be doing something bigger? But that thinking is exactly what keeps people stuck. The small step is not a compromise, it is the foundation. Without it, everything built above it is unstable. We often mistake multitasking for the collection of knowledge, but that knowledge remains incomplete until you finish the first crossing line. You cannot absorb the depth of something if you are already three other things deep. Your small, consistent action is the strongest thread you have. Don't underestimate the step you are on right now. Number four, three hacks to organize your brain. Here are the hacks that can genuinely help you if you apply them with disciplined mindset. First, pick only one task, not two, not three, one. Find the reason why you should do this specific thing. Find the purpose behind it, then build a new daily habit that supports that purpose. Do it regularly, no matter how hard it feels in the beginning. Second, trust the 2 week threshold. You may feel uncomfortable in the first week or even the second, but here is what I know from my personal experience: you just have to be stable for those first 2 weeks. After that, your brain will automatically begin to adopt it. It will rewire itself around the new pattern. The resistance fade, the habit remains. Third, do not stop when it becomes easy. That is actually the signal to push further. If something feels effortless, you have outgrown it. It is no longer building you. Move the challenge forward. Number five, challenge the pattern deliberately. Do not stay in the same pattern once it starts feeling easy. Change it deliberately. Move into the mood that is harder. That discomfort is where the next level of growth is waiting. Let me give you my own example. When I was practicing my communication skills, I used to speak while sitting in a chair. That was the comfortable way, the familiar way. Then I changed it. I stood up and tried to speak, and it was genuinely hard. I had to control my body, manage my gestures, move with intention rather than restlessness. I remember that I kept forgetting to anchor myself. I was drifting with useless gestures, moving around without purpose. But that difficulty was the point. That struggle was the thing building the skill. If I had stayed in the chair, I would have stayed comfortable. And comfortable was no longer growing me. Number six, routine change builds identity. Never fear the change in your timing or your routine. Sometimes our decisions or our life itself force us to act differently. That discomfort is real. But think about what it actually means. If your routine changes and you still perform well, your mindset is becoming strong. If your timing shifts and you still show up with intention, you are creating an identity that is imperceptible to most people, invisible, building quietly beneath the surface. You are becoming the version that most people dream of but never achieve because they waited for the right condition. You didn't. Organize your brain. Pick one thing, finish it, then change the pattern when it gets easy. And when life disrupts your routine, show up anyway. That is the whole framework. Thank you so much for watching. If this episode resonated with you, please subscribe to Korejotic Views and hit the bell icon so you will never miss what is next. I'm always in your corner, wishing you happy, healthy, and purposeful life. I'm Mushtaq Korejo, and I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you so much.